Jennifer's very excited to get a visit from you, I'm sure at some point. I want to congratulate you on the new album. I saw that you shared the complete track listing on social media just yesterday.
Yes, it's very exciting. I'm finally, at the point where everybody's releasing this music. It's a real relief for me.
It's got to be a trip because, 50 years ago, none of this social media stuff really existed. And now it's like an important part of the package. You got Instagram and Facebook and tweet and all these crazy things. It's pretty, is that kind of a change for you?
I've got a 15-year-old son, and I guess I just sort of grew with it. It doesn't seem like a shock at all to me because it's just been progressive. I really like the immediacy of it. I like the fact that we can, we have immediate access to each other over, music, the band, the artist. And I'm kind of an impatient person, so I sort of like that immediate access.
I remember when you first came out, Shania, and it was a scandal because you were showing your belly button. And that was a big thing. And now people have these private videos they've, recorded of themselves, made it public, and now they're multi-million-dollar empires.
Yeah, I guess, every phase of our society has its craziness. So I think it's just all relative.
Well, I know people are excited to hear the new album, which is coming out end of September. It's called Shania Now. And is it true that Prince almost produced this album for you?
Yep. He was the first person to reach out, produce it. And at the time, I was still, I hadn't written a lot of the songs yet. And my voice, I was having a lot of problems with my voice. I didn't have the confidence to get in the studio. So I put it off quite a while still. And then we all know how everything ended up. But yeah, it's too bad that I didn't get to work with him. But it was an honor that he reached out. And then we got to know each other a bit. We met a couple of times. And so I'm just grateful that I had that time with him.
He might have given you some songs. I know he's got bolts and bolts of songs.
I know. I'm sure he does. But I was dead set on writing this album myself. I really wanted it to be an independent exercise in songwriting. That's what it ended up being, for sure. But of course, it would have been amazing to work with Prince.
That would have been just out of this world. When I saw that, I thought, no way! And how random that Prince wants to get involved with country music. But okay, hey, sure, why not? And why not with you, of all people? That's awesome. Now, your new single, Life's About to Get Good, I like it. It's very catchy. And it's exciting that it's going to be part of the 2018 Winter Olympics. I guess that's the theme song for the Olympics?
Yeah, exactly. That's very exciting. It's so great to be associated with excellence, just to be a part of the cheerleading of great events. So I'm honored.
Would you be cheering for Canada or the U.S. or Switzerland? Because I know you spent some time there too.
I'm going to be cheering, of course. I'm always cheering for the Canadians. I'm a Canadian, so that's what I do. But of course, I'm cheering for great athleticism, and I think anybody that follows sports appreciates what all the athletes go through and their excellence. But I'm always on the Canadian side cheering.
Well, speaking of excellence, I saw you on The Voice when you were a mentor this past season. Do you think you could be on a show like that maybe in the future when Blake Shelton decides he's had enough of Adam Levine?
That's funny. I really enjoyed myself. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I could see myself doing that. I enjoyed being the mentor and sharing with with the upcoming talent. It's just really nice being on the other side of the fence and being able to just share what you know and see the progress.
They're all hungry, and they're asking you for advice because you're a veteran. So does it change your perspective of the industry when you see it through their eyes?
I think the difference now, or at least with this type of platform of something like The Voice, they're in a completely different place of exposure than, I would have been, or a lot of other artists even today have been, without, just starting out in clubs and more of the groundwork that we do. But so they're already starting in a higher pressure position of being overnight in the spotlight, which is difficult to cope with. So the mentorship's really important in guiding them, through that pressure and focusing, not being distracted by that and focusing on their talent and developing that.
And I heard that you were in the studio or spending some time with Niall Horan from One Direction. Are you guiding him too? Are you giving him advice, or are you guys working on some new music that you might want to tell me about?
Well, he probably doesn't need much of my guidance. He's had so much success already with One Direction, and now, on his own, he's doing extremely well. But we get along super well, and artistically, I think we're very compatible. So he's somebody that I could certainly see collaborating with down the line.
Country music has changed so much. It seems like it goes through a transition every 5 years. Do you get into conversations, or do people want to get into a conversation about the state of country music with you and get your take on what they may like or not like about what the music's like nowadays?
Well, for the most part, I think a lot of people really love where country music is at. That's the sense that I have. It's come a long way as far as diversity goes, but it's still very grassroots on some ends of things as well. So I think it's more diverse than maybe other decades, but it's very popular right now. I think it's enjoying a really popular period. It's in a good way. I mean, we probably could use more female artists because there's a lot of it's very dominated by male artists, but there's some excellent females out there right now that have a good stronghold. So I think we're in good shape.
Wow, you're back on the scene, so this is exciting, Shania Twain. What else is happening for you this year? Where can we see you? Will you be part of festivals, or will you be popping up on some other TV shows?
Oh, yeah, I've got a string of TV coming up over the summer, so you'll just have to watch out for those dates. So I've got, television coming up, and I'm doing the U.S. Open in New York for tennis, which is going to be a lot of fun. Just stuff that's going on around the release of the album.
Mm-hmm. Any word on when you might be back in Vancouver?
Well, I'm planning another tour next year, so I'm sure that Vancouver will be on the route.
I feel like I'm getting a cool scoop right now. This is exciting. Do you take a little bit of Canada with you whenever you travel or whenever you're on tour?
Of course I do. I take my dill pickle chips everywhere.
Oh, my God. Have you tried the dill pickle vodka from Saskatchewan, though?
No. What?
Yes. A girlfriend of mine, she's from there, and she brought me the most delicious thing ever. It's good. You gotta look into it next time you're in that neck of the woods.
That is a good idea. I can just see it. A dirty dill pickle martini.
Yes, I've had them. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be your new thing. I'm sure people are always asking you about ketchup chips and dill, because they don't really have those flavors down in the States. Sometimes we think they have some cool products, but I think we got some cool stuff too.
Oh, yeah. No, I love our Canadian junk food. It's the best.
Have you had to explain poutine to people?
Yes, very much so. And I've had way too much of it this week. I'm only get poutine in small doses because then I overeat it.
It's probably for the best. Hey, Shania Twain, thanks so much for spending time with Vancouver today. We are excited to hear your new album now. It's coming out September 29th. And we'll see you back in Vancouver apparently next year.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you.